Hello again. I am here with some extra time and I wanted to share a funny story, but look, wait, how do I do this? Double, there's two of me, yay! Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. So I want to share the story with you. It was a very traumatic moment for me as a cuddlist. It was the first time this had ever happened and I had some time tonight and I really wanted to share it with you. All right, so this is how Cuddlist works. You go to the website and you request a session. Fill in all your information, your name, your number, your email, answer some questions. Hi again, Michael. Answer some questions and you read the code of conduct, very important, so that we're making sure we're on the same page here. You fill all this information, you click send, and then I get an email. I get that email and I really do try. I promise I try to get back to people in a timely manner. Sometimes there's so many people, it might take me a few days, but I do my best to get to you as soon as I can. And then one day in February, about a month ago, I made the call. Ding, ding, ding. This is what I do. I do cold calls. So first thing I do is I call you on the phone and I said hello, and I'll use a fictitious name. Hello. When the person answered, though, this time, this was new. It never happened before. It wasn't a male voice. The name on the form had a male voice. We'll just call him Bob. And so it wasn't Bob. It was a female. And I was like, oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And so, of course, my mind's like, girlfriend, wife, right? So how did I get caught here? And I don't want to lie, and I don't want to say, oh, wrong number, because I don't know. That's not me. I don't like to lie and do those things. So I said, is Bob there? And she says, wait, what did she say? She said, I think she right out just came out and said, who is this? Who is this? And I'm like, no, well, I'm looking for Bob, and I started to fumble. I started freaking out, like I didn't even know what to say. I could not get the words because I'm trying to think, because we have in our clause 100% confidentiality. I am not allowed. I don't allow myself, and I don't reveal. I mean, who contacts me, and why they do, and anything in that request. In the request, I don't share any of that information. So here she is, just like, well, who is this? And I'm like, well, I'm just looking for Bob, and he requested a session. I'm like, oh shoot, that sounds terrible. He requested, so I have some this information. I just need to talk to Bob. And she's like, well, who are you? What do you want? I go, so nope, not a problem. I have an email. I have his email here. I will contact him via email. Don't worry. Just have him check his email. Thank you so much. And I'm freaking, right? I'm like, I don't know what to say. And she's like, but I don't understand. And then she said, thankfully, she said, I'm at the rodeo here in San Antonio, and I can't hear you. And I was like everything I fumbled. Hopefully she didn't hear anything. I was like, well, no problem. I'll contact him via email. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry for taking your time. And I said, bye. Click, right? I was panicking. I was freaking out. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know, like, if that was a girlfriend. I'm thinking, why would someone put the phone number down, like, that their girlfriend or their wife might have, right? Like, who would do that? And maybe her phone broke, and she's like, I'm going to the rodeo. Hey, can I use your phone? And he's like, yeah, sure, use my phone. Not thinking that I might call, right? And I don't want, because some of my clients have wives and girlfriends. I didn't want, to like break that confidentiality. Maybe he wasn't ready to tell her. Maybe he was just exploring. I don't know. So right away, I go onto the we have a Cuddlist Facebook secret group and my colleagues, and I went on them like, dude, what do I say? What do I do? I have no idea. Within a few minutes, I get a text message from this woman saying, who's this again? Now she's texting me. And I'm going to actually read to you what I wrote. Again, some of it's a little BS-y, so sorry, but this is the best I can come up with. I wrote, I'm actually reading it on the screen. I regret I'm not at liberty because of HIPAA. I blamed HIPAA to give information on who I am. This is a private matter. actually, now that I think about it, it's okay. So then something happened. Something clicked when I thought, how did I get caught in this situation that a female would answer? Wasn't the client, wasn't the person requesting the session. How did I get caught in this? My mind went to like worst case, like someone's trying to set him up. I mean, what other reason could there be? You know, if you want to get someone in trouble, really, you type his information, you act like as if it's him, you put your girlfriend or wife's number in there. And guess what's going to happen? I'm going to do the cold call. It's going to be a wife or a girlfriend. And then she might all she has to do is take my number and Google it. And I'm going to use a swear word. So if you don't like those, plug your ears. He's fucked. I mean, seriously, bad, not good, right? So then I text her back and I said, actually, now that I think about it, Bob may have been set up. If this is your phone, it must have been. I'm very sorry to have disturbed you. Right? I'm just backpedaling, that's it. And, I don't want anybody to break up over this. This is ridiculous. I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. She responds a few minutes later. Who's this? So then I said, I'm under code to not share who I am nor what this is about. Right? Again, confidentiality. I'm trying to maintain this part of our code. Then she says, then don't talk shit. Oh my gosh. She goes, don't come at me sideways. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. So what I do, I go, okay, hold on. Let's go back a little bit. Let's gain our bearings. Could have been set up. Could have been a mistake. I don't know. So then I take her number or the number that she answered and I Google it. Okay. Nothing comes up. And then I take the number and I put it in Facebook. And I found a person. So we'll call her Carrie. Okay, just to come up with a name. So I found Carrie's profile. Beautiful woman. And I see that she's at the rodeo. She's there. So I'm like, okay, this is her, right? I found her, And then I see she has the exact same last name as the client. And I'm like, France. Must be a wife. Oh no. Okay, so now I'm putting these together. I respond. And I just did it. I wrote Carrie, comma, I don't know whom either of you are, and I believe this was a mistake. I am a coach therapist. Now I use therapist there. I'm not a therapist, but I wrote this just to kind of put some ease in the whole situation. And I maintain high level of confidentiality. Each person's healthcare is their private business. All right, so I did say that. And I wrote her name to let her know I know who you are. This, stop. I don't know. I thought maybe it would work. Then she writes, then don't call me. Okay, so now I'm remembering she's at the rodeo. It's, she's probably drinking. This is probably someone who's already had a few drinks in her. Probably, jealous girlfriend, jealous wife, I don't know. So I'm just assuming, just give her a break. She's probably drinking. I wrote back, sorry, I won't call you. Now she writes, better. Okay, I was done. I'm like, all right, I'm getting out of this. This was not the situation I thought it was. I mean, I don't know. I just don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get beat up. I don't want to get found. I don't want to get killed. That's, I don't need any wife or girlfriend coming after me because of whatever this was. All right. So, but again, I learned a lesson. I learned, okay, so if this ever happens again, some things that I can say, and still trying to maintain confidentiality, and just be ready for it. That's huge. So I'm a little bit ready for it now. I'll say 2 days later, I think a day later, 2 days, I get a text. Oh, I get a phone call. Ding, ding, ding. And I remember the last 4 digits. And I'm like, hell no, I'm not answering that call. Because I know who it is. So she's like, why is she calling me? We obviously established I'm not going to bother her. And, so the next day she calls, I don't answer. I'm like, nope, voicemail. And then she texts me. She writes my name, Janet Trevino. And I'm like, oh shoot, she knows me. She goes, sorry. Okay, so I want to actually spend a quick second here, and I want you to think, what do you think the truth, what do you think really happened here? All right. No guesses? Okay, here it goes. She writes, I am his mom. Aww. Isn't that sweet? I am his mom, and he requested this session. Sorry, I saw your KSET ad. I thought you were somebody else. Sorry. Oh, isn't that sweet? So here was a case of actually a son who requested a session with me. And I guess he gave his mom's number because I guess that's the home number. I don't know. He gave his mom's number. And so then, you know, I call her. And anyway, really funny. I was dying laughing. I respond with, oh, I said, I thought the worst and confidentially super important. And I assumed alcohol may have been involved last night, lol. Have him text or email me. I did email him. So not all stories are wives and girlfriends coming after me. Of course not. This is the only time. This was a son and a mom. And she seemed to be so supportive and understanding that, yeah, her son wanted a Cuddlist session. And I never did hear from him. I never did hear from mom. But I did definitely I wanted to create this video. And I was kind of just out of humor send it to her so she could know a little bit about me and kind of what I went through that night and then the next day. And it's amazing. I do see young guys like 20, 21, 22-year-olds who are very much into asking for touch and really much needing touch that's non-sexual, that's platonic. So it's really cool. But I do have young guys, and that we're building again a culture where, you know, we can have a whole generation of men and women, of everyone who can give platonic touch. So anyway, that's a little story, something really embarrassing and very difficult and traumatic for me to experience. And in the end, it was a mother and a son, and she was supportive of him coming to see me. So again, love and kisses to you all. Thank you for letting me share this story. It was a fun one, and thankfully it's over. All right, bye-bye.